here with my good friend and mommy, Shanek Williams. And Mrs. Williams is mother of the energetic and vivacious Shamer. She's going to be sharing with us a little bit about her mom journey. And to start off, Shanek, thanks so much for making the time to talk to me.
It's my pleasure.
So before I ask you anything else, I want you to share with me your birthing story. How did Shamer enter this world?
Oh my God. All right. Ah, that was that. All right. It's not the most crazy story that you've heard. It's nothing like what you see on TV, of course. But I remember my due date was April 15, 2017. And at 2:15 that morning, first of all, I worked right up until the day before I was supposed to, the day before my due date, I worked.
You God, man.
I'm like, listen, because I knew that I would be, well, in my head, I thought I'd be out for a while. So I'm like, I'm just trying to make as much money as I can make. And I felt fine. I was still able to, work.
Move around, okay.
Yeah. So everybody was like, you're definitely going to have baby. Like, in a breeze, he's going to come out so quickly. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I didn't do nothing like that. I started feeling contractions at 2:15 on the 15th. And I'm like, they told us, don't come to the hospital unless your contractions are like 5 minutes apart, 2 to 5 minutes apart. And I had like this app on my phone. I forget the name of the app, but I was like tracking my contractions and stuff. And my contractions were already 5 minutes apart at 2:15. And I'm like, this can't be real. There's no way I'm going to have baby like right this second. And of course not. Went by 5:30, we called the hospital. We're like, listen, I'm having contractions. They're 5 minutes apart. Should we come down to the hospital? And they're like, what time did they start having contractions? And I'm like, 2:15. And they're like, well, you can come. Let's check you out and see whatever. So I go to the hospital. They strap me up and everything. And they're like, all right, everything looks fine and whatnot. But you're only 2 centimeters dilated. I'm like, I'm not happy. The lady's like, listen, go back home. There's no, you're not having baby anytime soon. Granted, a week before that, my doctor said that I was a centimeter dilated when I went to my final appointment. So I'm like, yeah, I'm getting there. Come back home.
Wait, one week passed and you only got a centimeter?
Only got a centimeter, which was like mind-boggling to me because like all of this is like new to me. And no matter what you read and all of that, it still couldn't prepare you for that, moment. And I go back home and of course mommy's on the phone. Oh, make sure you drink thyme tea and make sure you boil this and boil that and do this and do that. And I'm like, I do not want no thyme. I'm already like in too much pain. I couldn't even drink a sip of water. I was just in so much pain and agony. And everybody, she's like, try and soak in the tub for like 20 minutes with some Epsom salt. And it didn't really help much. Went for a walk and all of that. Went back to the hospital maybe around in the evening, probably around 3 o'clock. That's the time they say we should come back. Go to the hospital at 3. There they come get me this time and they're like, all right, you're only 4 centimeters dilated, but we'll keep you.
Okay.
Like, all right, I'm going to be here for a while. And the only thing I'm eating is like ice, like crushed ice, like going to the thing. And they're like, you should eat some food because soon you might not be able to eat and stuff. And I'm like, no, I'm not hungry. I just want crushed ice. And yeah, I was in labor for 30 hours. Yeah, 30 something hours. I didn't have the baby until 6:20 the next morning.
What?
So that was and the lady was like, you should take the epidural. And my son's father at the time was like, no, she's not taking the epidural because that's what we had discussed, that I'm not taking the epidural. But I was in so much pain. And when I saw that 7:30, I still wasn't able to start to be fully dilated. I'm like, I might as well take this epidural because I don't think this baby is gonna be out anytime soon. So I took the epidural. I was pushing for 3 hours. I'm like, every time Shamir gets on my nerves, I'm like, you've always been getting on my nerves. Ever since you were to come into this world, it's always been like,
it's like, big production. Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's always something, you know. So, but yeah, 3 hours of pushing. And the thing is, he was supposed to be sunny side up, or he was supposed to be down, and he was facing sunny side up. So, and they didn't realize that. So that could have been so traumatic every time I think about it. But they finally called the doctor, and the doctor realized what was going on. He was head down, but faced up. And so they had to,
burning,
like suction cup and stuff to pull him out. And so that's why I was pushing for so long. I mean, I was sleeping, getting up, pushing, falling asleep, getting up, pushing. Yeah, it was no 1, 2, 3 out. It was definitely a journey.
Mm-hmm. And now that he's here, though, I know you've had some very proud moments about your mom, along your mom journey. So if you can share with me, what has been your proudest mom moment with Shamir?
Proudest moment is definitely teaching him stuff and him being able to remember what you taught him. Because I'm learning, I don't know if it's an American thing, and I don't want to chastise anybody or any culture, but all they do is play at school. So a lot of the pressure comes on you to teach him stuff. So, and it's hard for me because I have to work, but every chance I get, I try to, interact with him and stuff, and, teach him something that can be of value to him. And for him, like, you teach him, he remembers everything, and you teach him something this second, and hours later, when you think he's not even gonna remember, he remembers what you told him. And so that's definitely proud moment for me to, say, all right, he might be a bright spark,
Well, you're right about the teaching, because I remember seeing videos of when you taught him to spell his name. What was that like?
Struggle. Because, and I think the thing is, that's why consistency is the key with everything. I think with him is in the initial stages, I was waitressing. So I had a lot of flexibility to be able to teach him his ABC and 1, 2, 3. And he was learning that so quickly. I mean, the moment he could talk, he was able to recite his ABCs, count to 10, count to 20. I remember walking up the stairs from the basement and we counting the steps, and that's how I knew how many steps it took to get to the top of the stairs. And he was able to do that so quickly. And then when it came to spelling his name, which is very long, he just wouldn't get it. And a friend of mine said to me, how about put it in a song, like say it in a song, like, like more like to a little tune. And that's when he started getting it. And yeah, that was very exciting.
What's the song? It's
SHAMAIRE. It's not really a song, but just like to a little
rhyme.
Because he just wouldn't be able to recite the whole thing at once. But yeah, just sing it to a little tune, and then he was able to remember it that way.
So your advice to new moms is give short names.
Give short names. I'm gonna tell everybody, like, next time 4 letters.
4 letters.
4 letters. Like, you can't go wrong with 4 letters.
Any 4.
Any 4. Simple. but also he eventually got it. So I mean, it took us
mission accomplished, right?
Yeah.
So we've gone through your proud mom moment, but there must have been a point where you felt a little embarrassed as a mom My friend calls it mom guilt. So have you had any of those moments so far?
A lot, and
Mm.
I'm sure Jamaicans, or let me say Caribbeans, will do the same thing. But here, I find that people tend to be more blatant with it. They tend to I remember there are a number of moments, but I remember one time going down the stairs. I was living in an apartment building, and going down the stairs. Shamir was maybe one and a half, and going down the stairs, and this lady was like, it was 8:15. I never forget it, in the evening, and she was like, shouldn't he be in bed at this time? And I'm like, how dare you? Like, like you're like passing, yeah, boundaries crossed. Like, don't dare do that. And people won't be afraid to make you feel bad about something that you're doing. It was 8:15, and Shamir, to be honest, it doesn't go to bed early, but that's fine. And also, I struggled with potty training. It's a boy thing. So don't worry, Rochelle, you're safe.
Let's hope my girls don't give me any stress with that.
I don't think they will, because it just seems like every friend I have that says they have girls have no issue with potty training. I don't know what it is about boys. They just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And I thought that he was going to be wearing diapers all the way to college, because he just wouldn't get it. It was a I tried YouTubing, I tried books. Audible has this book on there, and I'm like, let me listen to this thing to see if I can figure it out. It's something about potty train your kid in like a day or 3 days or something like that. And I'm like, that didn't work. He eventually got it, but he did it in his own timing, and yeah.
So you just left him on his own and allowed him to figure it out.
Yeah, didn't force him. And then just one day, I mean, literally one day, he just came home and he's like, I'm using the toilet, and that was it. And I felt so guilty about it, buying a diaper for a 3-year-old. And but he eventually got it. So, yeah.
You saw the end. You saw the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. It was definitely a learning moment for me.
Yeah. So, with all of that excitement and the excitement you've shared with me already, your life actually sounds like this reality show. So, if it was a reality show, tell me what you'd call it and what has been the most exciting day. Like, describe the day to me so far. That would be like the top episode on that reality show.
Oh my God, it would definitely be Shamsi's world. Because everything revolves around him, and he's not afraid to let you know that. Yeah. Everything revolves around him, so it would definitely be Shamsi's world. Yeah, and let me see, the top moment. There's so many like good times that I think, you know what, it's a day-to-day thing for me with him. It's picking him up from school, and it might seem so boring to some people, but it's like just because we have to form a routine.
Yes.
You know, picking up from school, and Jason drives trucks and stuff. So it's like, I remember one day, one night, we're not supposed to really be on the truck, but we snuck on the truck, and we camped out, brought snacks and camped out because it has like a bunker.
Yes.
Shamsi and I were on the bottom bunk and Jason on the top bunk, and you know, we just like vibing the whole night together, watching a movie until we fell asleep. And like, yeah, that was definitely a fun moment.
Aww, I like that one. That's a keeper. So my last question for you is when I was putting together my baby registry, I got a lot of good advice from you. So if you can share with me your top 3 mom must-haves. Every new mother needs to have these things, apart from patience, of course.
Oh, geez.
But yeah.
Mm-hmm. You mean tangible things that you can buy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I would definitely say, remember Rochelle, I told you about the baby breezer?
Yes.
The formula maker, like, I definitely say you need, in my opinion, you need one of those, because it helps, especially like with you, because you have multiple. So like you have twins, so it's easy to be able to just get everything done, and you don't have to think about it. That was definitely my top list of things. I would say, let me see. Oh God, I'm trying to go back into time.
But it doesn't have to be far back, it can even be like right now.
Right now. You need to have, let me tell you what you need to have. You need to have one of those, once the kid can walk and everything, you need to have like a really nice stepping stool for them to get up onto every little thing,
Oh, yeah. So you don't have to be lifting them to do everything.
Anything, And for me, it was bath time, but I invested a lot in like bath time stuff, because especially once he's able to like be on his own, he was able to be on his own in the tub. Like, he has so much fun being in there by himself. So I always had like a caddy. I need to buy another one of those, because I don't know what happened to the one I had before. But a caddy that has all his toys, his bath toys, and his soap and everything that he needs for bath time. I would definitely say that's a must have. And Shamir knows that once we let out the water out of the tub, he puts away he lines them out on the side of the tub so that they can air dry, and then he puts them back into the
caddy.
The caddy for him to
But motherhood didn't teach you about the caddy. That is Hampton. That is boarding school.
That is Hampton for sure. But the key with everything to me is all about organization, and that's how we operate, because I have to make lunch at night for myself, for Shamir, and all of that. So anything that can make it easier for me is it's always about, because it's timing. You have to get home at a certain time, take a bath, do all of these things, and you need to be organized so that you can get things done quickly. So anything that can get you out through the door, through your routine, as quickly as possible, so you can go sleep, then I'm all for that.